He used a different skill called sleep, and this time, his magic actually worked. Touka didn't quite understand why he could use those abilities. However, it wasn't a moment for reflection, as a large number of monsters had arrived on the scene. It seemed like the horde of beasts was endless, they just kept coming. Touka, sacrificing his vitality, decided to face those strange creatures. He couldn't die without fulfilling his revenge. Each of those demons was frozen by his skill, and each one died from poison. For every monster he eliminated, he leveled up quickly, and with each level up, he could recover mana. His power increased so much that he reached level 200 in a matter of minutes. After many hours, he had reached level 1000. With just paralysis and poison, he had eliminated so many monsters that he didn't even know how many there were. Now only a few remained. Touka showed no mercy to those left, as the monsters had shown no mercy to the humans who had entered that dungeon. He took an old blanket from the ground and set out in search of an exit. Touka walked for several hours but found no exit, everything was dark. He decided to return to the place where he had defeated the monsters. When he arrived, everything was a disaster, a scene of horror and chills. Hunger and fatigue were consuming him. He tried to eat one of the monsters to avoid dying, but the taste was utterly horrible and, on top of that, it was poisoned. Touka decided to rest for a while and came across his magic bag. He was very grateful to have something to eat and didn't want to miss that opportunity. After a brief rest, he decided to find another way out of that place. Every monster or beast he encountered was eliminated. However, he had doubts about whether he had become a villain and couldn't help but remember his past. When he was a child, he had been treated like trash. When people came to save him and find him a better family, he always thought about becoming like them. But it seemed that wasn't going to be the case. Touka simply accepted how things were. There was no turning back, his fate was to leave that place, become the strongest, and exact his revenge against the goddess. As he explored the dungeon, he realized that many humans had also been sent to this place, but all had perished. He managed to obtain many mysterious items and tools that might be of great use in the future. Among all the deceased, he found a being who had died recently, though it was already consumed by the stench of the dungeon. Touka read a note that said, "The goddess has betrayed me. I was her most loyal servant, but I was discarded like trash. If anyone finds my body, I entrust them with all my belongings and ask that they carry out my revenge." Touka understood that he wasn't the only one seeking revenge against the goddess. He promised that he would fulfill the vengeance, no matter the cost. So, he took all the belongings, including a mysterious book. Inside the book, he found a warning: beware of the monster called Soul Eater. It is a being that has killed all the people who have come to this place. Touka wanted to find out what that thing was and soon realized that at the slightest sound, the monster would react with a direct attack. He was wounded in the arm and understood that this monster was unlike the previous ones. If he wanted to leave, he had to face this creature, even if it cost him his life. This was his final battle. He decided to read the book in hopes of finding something to help him confront the monster. After some time, he seemed to find a clue. Touka approached but avoided looking the monster in the eyes. The creature vomited very strange monsters. Touka felt fear, and the thing gave him chills. His fighting spirit was lost, so he closed his eyes and accepted his fate. The pain he felt was very pleasurable to the creature. Suddenly, Touka smiled and activated the paralysis. He explained that he had been pretending the whole time. If it hadn't been for the ancient mage's book, he wouldn't have known that closing his eyes made the monster lower its guard. Touka told the monster that he was tired of being a secondary character in his own life. It was time to be the main character. He activated the poison, ending the life of the Soul Eater. With the monster's death, many spirits were released. The creature grew stronger with each spirit it devoured, but now it was dead. The spirits thanked him and went to their eternal rest. Touka took the magic pearl and left the dungeon, leaving behind his torment and pain.